Hi and welcome back to Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. My name is Emily Hessler. Today I'm using a stamp set called Puddle Jumpers, and this was released in May for Trinity Stamps, and it's just this adorable image with this, in my mind, it's a little guy jumping in this big pile of water. And I decided to do a little bit of masking here. You could see me use some masking paper. I skipped ahead so you didn't have to see me fussy cut that out. And I also did a mask for some of those little bit bigger splatters. If you don't like to do masks, you don't have to do it for creating this card. In the end, it wouldn't matter. I'm so sorry. My voice is a little bit off today. Anyway, I'm gonna do a splattering technique over this mask, and I'm using some distress oxides, just hitting this with some water, and I'm using matte from Tonic. I think it's a Tim Holtz glass matte. And here you can see my cardstock, and this is just some regular 80-pound Nina cardstock. And if you would do this with I think if you would do this with like more water, you have to have another or a different type of paper, but for this it was just fine having this regular cardstock. Anyway, I'm just going ahead and splattering this away, and I love how this turned out. It's so vibrant and colorful, and it looks like this little guy is gonna be in the middle of a confetti rain or something like that. So I'm heat setting my inks after every color, just making sure that they don't blend too much together. The fun thing with oxides is that they are layering on top of each other, so you can use these colors and it wouldn't like create a mud if you heat set it like this. So it's really fun, and the yellow will actually be seen on top of the other colors and so on. So really fun, and I did a lot of splatters, as you can see here, and I'm just heat setting this a little bit, and then I'm moving on to the next color. You will see here I'm going in with some of the colors again. That yellow one I really liked. It made this all pop. And I'm heat setting this once more, and then I think we are pretty much done. And now you can see how amazing it looks when we're peeling the mask off. And I will actually save this mask for future cards. I'm also peeling off those smaller masks that I created. And now for the coloring part, you will see me use some Copics here. I will actually let you see a little bit of my Copic coloring, but it wasn't anything fancy. So I just went ahead and used the 2 shades of markers to create this card. It's this minty green color. And then I'm gonna use some gray markers and also some blue markers, and you will see them here. Not doing anything fancy, as I said. I'm no expert at coloring at all. One thing though, you will see in a second here when I'm going in with the water, that I'm actually trying to copy the lines that the stamp provides for us. So I'm actually following them to make sure that my darker areas are where the lines are. And that's a tip, I think, if you're bad as me on copy coloring, that you just can copy the lines and try to make it look like some dimension in the water. Because the thought of this scene is that this little guy are jumping in this puddle, and it has to be some movement, otherwise it wouldn't have created this splatter. So anyway, one thing, since this was a kind of a busy background for this little guy, I went ahead with 2 gray markers. This is some cold gray. I believe it's C3 or C5 and C1. So I just went ahead the whole image, I think 2 times or 3 times actually, just making sure that it's some dimension. And here I actually cut down the speeding time so you can see how it looks. and I went in slow motion just so you can see this, and I think that actually helped this image come to life. Otherwise the image could have been lost in that busy background, but with this help I really think it worked out perfectly. So now we're gonna move on, and you will see actually a close-up of this picture in a second here. I'm still going in slow motion, and you will see how it looks once more, a little bit closer. In the end you will have some still photos as well, so you can watch this. And now for the sentiment, I actually decided to go ahead and use black ink and just stamp on top of this background. I was kind of concerned that the sentiment wouldn't turn up and be as vibrant as I wanted it to be, but it turned out great. So don't hesitate to do this if you are copying this technique. It actually will show up on this big busy background. And it's just gonna say hopping by to say hooray! And some foam tape at the back side just to create a little bit more interest, and then I'm using my grid lines on my mat here, making sure it's centered. Going in with some glitter, and this is a Spectrum R glitter marker, and I will just use it on the puddles, I think. And I also use some soap bubbles embellishments, and all the stamps and embellishments I will leave links down below for. So I hope you like this card. If you did, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so yet, and give this card a thumb up and leave me a comment down below. So until next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye!